YouTube land, what is good is your boy B Heard, aka Brian, aka Prince, aka Prince, aka YouTube land, what is good is your boy B Heard, aka Brian, aka Prince, aka Prince Vegeta, out there hating on the Runback, while I run it back with some of your favorite FGC commentators or FGC people as whole. As you could clearly see, I'm by myself again for the third time in a row, but that's all to the good. These technically wasn't supposed to be monthly, I think, or weekly. I mean, if you're enjoying it, you know what I'm saying, be sure to leave a like and hype and 5-star reviews on Spotify and things of that nature. The only reason why it's been weekly recently is because there's been a lot of news. And I didn't think I'd have this much news and stuff to cover, but the FGC keeps on eating. Speaking of eating, it might eat upon itself because there's a lot of things to discuss and talk about today. I'm your host with the most, B Heard, aka Brian, aka Prince Vegeta, while dating. I'm terrible at these intros. I'm also sick, so if I'm off the quill and I sound a little loopy because I did take the night quill version, pardon self. But you know what I'm saying, I figured I had to deliver and give you guys the podcast. I was gonna this is probably gonna come out tomorrow, this being Tuesday night, so Wednesday. So I do apologize for being a day late because I was like, I'll just do it in the morning, or I'll just do it tomorrow. But I was like, I can record it now. Maybe I'll get it out today. I don't know. Who knows? Depends on how long I yap and rant for. Because it's not going to be too long. Some of it is going to be questions that you guys submitted all over the post. I usually type a lot in the post, or follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, whatever, blah, say blah. So I got those questions. I got questions I asked myself, which I'll explain later. And then I want to talk about EVO because I'm trying to think of what else I want to talk about. But I think EVO being the monopoly and taking over everything is kind of important. So without further ado, let's get into that, shall we? I'm not going to read this article because I'd be struggling to read. And like I said, I've been sneezing and I have a chest cold. So those are two combinations of where I can barely see. So I'm lucky that I can see right now. My eyes are not watering. But long story less long, EVO is expanding. EVO is branching out. EVO is trying to put an EVO everywhere that they possibly can, which I think is good news for some people. And it could be worse news from other people because EVO is officially their shares and stocks. Majority is to that company that is obviously has ties with the Saudi government. And I know how some people feel about that. And I'm not going to shun anyone. Opinions are opinions. And how you feel is how you feel. I can't change how you feel. I'm not going to try to change how you feel, but that's how you feel about certain things. And I'll go into how I feel about certain things. Don't think I'm leaning one way or another. It's just interesting. I'm just trying to take all this information in. So as we know in EVO, you know what I'm saying, has a very successful, I'd say, EVO Vegas, EVO Japan, and EVO France. And EVO France was being in Nice. I think that's how you actually say it, even though it's spelled nice. That was a great tournament. That was a hype tournament. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Crimson doing all he could do. I think that is cool that EVO was able to have their own representation of the tournament and have someone from Europe, well, I guess from France, but in the event running the damn thing and doing damn well. And Mr. Crimson killed that and did that. And now we're going to see it everywhere because we're going to see local support this year. So this year, in 2026, you're going to see EVO Vegas, EVO Japan, EVO Europe, and local support, whatever that means. That's the only one we don't want to, we know. And this article does cover that they want to support locals, but what does that mean actually? Because if you take, say, from where I'm from, Iowa, there's locals everywhere. Like there's ones at the state college. So if you think like Ames, Iowa, there's Iowa City where University of Iowa is. There's the Des Moines local where I am. Kind of dox myself, but whatever. There's, I guess, Iowa City, maybe Davenport, but basically there's two subsections. So there's the west side of things and the east side of things. I'm kind of curious to see when I say local support, what does that mean? Because say EVO does support one of my locals, but say they support the Iowa City one, that is an hour and 30 minutes away from me. So how does that look like? Like, to me, as a nigga that did commentary to the point where I got bronchitis. Well, that's not because I got bronchitis. I ended up getting bronchitis, and then that's what derailed me from actually trying to pursue the commentary career. Fun fact, I had never really wanted to be a player, but the reason why I started going to be a player because it actually hurt me talking, and I kept coughing. And so that's why every time I get sick, I get annoyed because I talk a lot. So, fun lore for you there. With them supporting locals, like, what does that mean? Does that mean you're just going to give niggas PlayStations to run the tournament and we ain't got to worry about that? Or you can't provide a place because you're not going to be all these places at once? And even then, local support, if that's just the US, what does that mean? Because I know there's everywhere in the world has scenes and locals and monthlies and things of that nature, but what does that look like? Because to me, the only local that I really know about now is TNS. You know what I'm saying? And this is someone that's coming from the online fighter. I mean, we have my local. Actually, my monthly is this weekend in Des Moines. So if you want to come to that, I'll try to leave you directions down below and things of that nature, because it is at a new location. So if you have been to the snapback events before, it's actually at a new location this year. So if you need details, maybe I'll send you to Discord or send you to InGamer or something like that. Shout out to the local. I try my best to show up, but I got a 9 to 5 and I got other stuff and I got things to do, obviously, and just life of live and family members and all that other jazz, right? So I try my best, but I'm not doing my best for my local. I'm really curious to see how they're going to support the locals. Is it going to be a prize pool? Is it going to be, you know what I'm saying? What is it? Because I think if it's a prize pool to where we could get more people to go to locals, or I could see just, I thought I had before I started hitting record, them saying like, maybe there's a local circuit and then the circuit sends you to a EVO. Like say if it's all US, I'm just using US as an example. It sends you to Evo Vegas because Evo Vegas is super expensive, like full transparency. Like, and then another thing too with like the whole Saudi regime and how they're spreading their money everywhere. I'm kind of all over the place. I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for that. But it's kind of why I like doing the podcast format, so you could just kind of hear my overall thoughts. Pay attention to like wrestling, because I think wrestling is a good indication too, because you know what I'm saying, it's all kumbaya and good when they're supporting it, but there is a chance in the world where they don't support it or they change it to so much to where it's not even the same thing you recognize prior to. Because if you look at wrestling, they just had the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, and next year's WrestleMania is supposed to be in Saudi Arabia. And if they get the buku money that they thinking they're gonna get of $250 million, nigga, respectfully, I'm one of the wrestling fans. I like seeing good wrestling. I love my characters, I do, but I want characters to make sense and the characters that's going to be there to tell the story. I don't want to see The Rock wrestle in 2027. I'm going to just keep it a stack. I don't want to see Undertaker wrestle in 2027. AJ Styles just retired, and if he feels like he can't compete to the best of his abilities, I do not want to see him wrestle in Saudi Arabia in 2027, respectfully. And so I think that's something to pay attention to, because I mean, it's the same thing they're doing with the FGC. And like, I think it's cool that, you know what I'm saying, if I was from one of these different countries, I couldn't imagine being from China and going all the way to the United States to compete at the EVO, to where now, you know, in 2027, it's going to come to, there's going to be EVO. I think the Middle East getting the EVO is sick. I think Mexico getting the EVO is sick. Brazil is going to be super hype. Morocco is being super hype. Singapore is being super hype. Well, we kind of knew about the Singapore one. I think all these leading to tournaments getting their shine and their acknowledgement is cool. My only problem with this is, in theory, right, in 2027, the big 2-7, when are these tournaments going to take place? Because in theory, if I want the Fighting Game World Championship to take place at the end of the year, because of all these people have entered all these different EVOs to, say, represent a country or represent a world or win this tournament or win that tournament, are we gonna, like, how's it gonna work? Because yes, EVO always had like the 7 or 8 main games to be on the main stage, or the main time, like the premier games, right? Is premier games gonna be around all these games? Like for instance, Mortal Kombat. I know Mortal Kombat gets banned in other countries and it doesn't get played in other countries as such, but say if the new Injustice, to where it's less blood and guts and there's no fatalities, say Injustice 3 comes out, are you going to really put Injustice 3 with all the other EVO titles? That's an interesting conversation to have. And then on top of that, when are they going to take place? Because if the Vegas one's in July, say the Japan one's in April, I remember watching the European one, or EVO France. Couldn't tell you when it was. I remember watching Street Fighter 6. Actually, let's look at this right here. When was it? When was EVO France? EVO France was in October. I remember watching it. I remember enjoying it. But okay, so we got October covered. We got August covered. And then we got technically May covered. Actually, EVO Japan, excuse me, was in May. Realistically, if you're one of the best players in the world, depending on when you go to certain tournaments or how much it costs to get, your sponsorships to pay for these tournaments, what would be the incentive? Like, yes, Lashard went to Combo Breaker. But Lashard easily could have just stayed in Japan or went to Japan and competed in that. Because, depending on when these tournaments are, if I'm a pro player, it depends. I think it's going to be a real conversation for a lot of people. Because to me, especially if I'm a US born player, right? If I'm one of the GOATs, one of the top 5, you know what I'm saying? Whether dual Kevin, whether it be Punk, I guess Riddles is Canada, but you know what I'm saying? Knuckle Dude, if I'm one of these players, bro, and this is last year, right? Obviously go to all the US events, but then you gotta make choices. Esport, if I want to make money, Esports World Cup, I gotta go to that. But that's in August. So that's what I'm saying. If all these take place next year, right? Outside of the local, that's 9 events. That's 9 events. So Frosty, to me, if I was a pro player and I could go to everything, right? And the world wasn't fucked up and all these ties and all these things, if I could just go to anything, I would go to Frosty in January or February. And then I would go to Combo Breaker in May. Say those 2 where I could go. I would go to a CEO. Outside of that, I'm going to EVO. I feel like EVO is trying to be what football is to America. So if someone asked a football player, professional football player, well, what do you do? And they say, I play football. Your brain automatically goes to American football. But the rest of the world, you go to soccer. I know I'm saying them backwards for the sake of the conversation, but just follow me along. I think EVO is trying to be that. I think EVO is trying to simplify fighting game tournaments to where if you say, oh, what do? You say, I'm a professional fighting game player. They're going to automatically think of EVO. In which I wouldn't be mad if EVO was backing all this stuff to lend to the EVO Fighting Game World Championship, if they wanted to call it that. Cool. Kind of how the CPT is. But the CPT was special because it ran through other events and it let people still run their events. I was a person who ain't had no money, ain't no how no clout. I was a person who didn't know none from the FGC. But I thought since the FGC started with final round that I wanted to go to the final round because it was super sick. Well, I'm talking about the CPT. I'm so green. I applied for Frosty Faustings and KIT's commentary, not knowing that there's only 2 or 3 people that they flew out there for that. As far as commentary goes. I got both gigs when I applied. And I wasn't even good. I was really just naming the moves and just seeing what I saw. But they was nah, nigga, this is grassroots. You basically gotta be here I was damn, I didn't know how to give up my spots. Cause I was I didn't know. I was just assuming that, anyone can apply. And then if you're good enough, they hire you. Cause if they saw your tape, then they was yeah, he cool. Whole time is he's already gonna be here, then yeah, might as well just throw him on there. I didn't know that, but that was how green I was. But that was how sick I thought the fighting game tournaments was. Now, obviously, to work a CPT event, you got to get hired and things of that nature and that stuff. But I think it's cool that other regions are getting EVOs. I do, full stop. But this plan says from 2026 to 2030. That is only a 4-year plan. And if I'm a pro player, I think pro player is where you need the small guys, you need the casual guys, you need the fans of guys. That's the only way fighting games are going to make their money. But the selling point of a fighting game tournament is the pro players. Because if a tournament doesn't have killers in that tournament, I'm not going to say it dwindles it, but it's different. It's a different feel to it. It's a different viewers to it. I'm not gonna say viewers make the money because obviously it just depends on who has the money and where the prize pool is. I guarantee you, if my monthly goes, yo, we paying $10K for winners, we gonna get all the best of the Iowa, the Kansas City, Nebraska. Nebraska got some killers too. Wisconsin. Like, we're gonna get all those people because by proxy, you're gonna go to a tournament where it's worth your time and value. And Evo had always kind of like, to me, when I think of the big three, I thought like Combo Breaker was for the games. Like if you went to Combo Breaker, you went for the love of the games. Like to play the games, it was 24-hour venue. Like they got the old Mortal Kombat, they got Mortal Kombat 9, they got this, that, and the third. To me, I think CEO was the theatrics. Like CEO seemed like the grand old soul with the ring and the entrance, and you could get your own music and all this other shit, all that fly shit. Like to me, CEO felt like obviously Evo felt like the Super Bowl, but like CEO felt like the Pro Bowl or something like that. Like it was like, okay, I see you and this and mind you, it's a good time. It's in Florida. It's like June, so it's hot, perfect. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always thought those was the big three. But now we're getting to the point where the big three might not even be the big three for real. Because Evo's taking over. Evo's gonna be everything. Combo Breaker, I'm kind of worried about. And everybody's kind of making it seem like Combo Breaker got built up to Combo Breaker. I think Frosty Faustins is building up to be Frosty Faustins, but that's 2 events. And that's 2 events in the Midwest. Like, we already lost the California tournaments. I don't think final round's a thing anymore. I don't think Big E's doing any tournaments anymore. I'm getting worried. Because it's like, it feels like if you're not going to Evo, you're not going to a tournament. And that's kind of scary. Because I think tournaments do better when there's more tournaments and more things to go to. And there used to be a tournament every weekend. Like, I remember watching, K-Brad and Wolf Chrome play in a CPT set. I remember watching Punk and Knuckle Do not going against each other, but teabagging everybody at one of the California tournaments. I think it was NCR or SCR, one of them too. And I remember that being hype. I remember watching the CPT and having a CPT to watch every weekend, but now it feels like we don't even got that. We can't even watch Capcom Cup. Like, my nigga, like, I get it. Everybody got to make $1. Everybody fucked up out here. It's hard times. But it's also like, what we doing? Because, like, to me, I would still go to an Evo. And, like, if I got, somehow, somewhere, if I got thrown in the bag, I would go to the EWC. But if not, I'm kind of cool. Like, to me, all my friends like fighting games, and we was kind of competitive with fighting games. And I think my friends would enter a fighting game tournament. So, therefore, I would go to a fighting game tournament. Like if I had to go hang out with friends, I think that would be the best way to be in a convention, was to, like, my online friends, like my RNO niggas, like or any nigga that I met online via RNO. So like even like Zay and like Sonic and you know what I'm saying, all my other niggas that I talk to or don't talk to. But like I would go for that. But it's getting to the point where it's like, nigga, that shit is expensive. And I only went to 3 tournaments. I only went to Frosty Faustings twice. Actually, I went to 4. I went to St. Cal Standoff. I went to Frosty Faustings, and I went to Combo Breaker. But the only reason why I would say Frosty Faustings and Combo Breaker was fun was because 1, I could drive up there. 2, I had my own room. And 3, like 2 of those times, I was with my best friend, Real Grim, like, you know what I'm saying, my little brother. So I enjoyed it. And I think Evo is the experience to go to, but to me, having all these Evos is just kind of crazy. It's like, wow, we really just only do an Evo? Like, damn, that's it? And then, I'm not going to say Evo loses its prestige, only because I still feel like, depending on when these tournaments are going to take place, and if we basically get one every month, and it's spaced out, to where you can maybe go to a Combo Breaker, or maybe go to a Frosties, and man, maybe one other tournament. I don't know what the other tournament is going to be, but like, my money would be on like a Evo still having a higher pot. Like, not money wise, but like as far as population, like Evo having the most players going to that event. Because like if you look, can it show me on the CPT how many people entered? What is this? Number of participants. Like, yeah, look at these Evos. Y'all can't really see it because it's not, I'm not zoomed in all the way. I'm trying to zoom in without zooming in. But so first place was actually Evo Japan, but that was also the first stop. So And then also Japan is like, it's fucking huge over there for Street Fighter 6. And mind you, this is Street Fighter 6, so every other game could be different. Because I think this is going to lead to multiple games, and I'm going to get to that point in a second. But like, Evo Japan. Oh, I'm dying. Hold up. I'm going to take a drink. I'm actually dying. I ain't going to edit this out. Ooh. Sorry. Ooh. Hold on, die. But like, Evo Japan had 6K. Combo Breaker is the next highest outside of Evo with 1,300. Evo France had 1,600, and then regular Evo had 4K. And then if you look at these prices, Combo Breaker had the most that wasn't an Evo, and that was 18,000. But the lowest that Evo had was 24,000 for, I guess, top place. So if you mean to tell me that by proxy, all of these Evos are going to have a minimum of 1,000 people enter, and the fact that you can win 18 to 20,000, or say, you know what I'm saying, since they're going to have the siding money, if they just double it, okay, instead of 24,000, we're going to do 50,000. You're going to lose players. like it's going to be a fact. You're going to lose players. And it's like Jabali, I think Jabali's always going to throw a CEO. I think a CEO, unless it becomes financially impossible for Jabali. And I think TNS does some stuff down there as well. So shout out to those guys. I think we're always going to have a CEO. I think we're always going to have a combo breaker. I think Blink is starting to build up, but 200 members, like, it really just depends on when all this stuff falls on. And then it's like, especially with the EWC qualifiers, if they make it to the point where it's like, oh, in order to compete, like, if they make a point system with the Evo thing, but see, I don't know how that's gonna work, because Evo has to be a part of the CPT, right? Like, there's no way. Because I guess we don't even know what the format of next year. That's the crazy part. We don't even know what the format's gonna be next year. So it's getting spooky. It's getting spooky. And I mean, I just feel like I want the players to get their money first and foremost. I want the players to get their money. Now I want Capcom to get their money. My fear though is just like kind of like what everybody's been saying. Like, if they leave, then what? If they leave, we're fucked. But something that I wanted to mention too. So the prince that helped buy SNK is actually a fan of SNK. Now, the Fighting Game World Championships, I think, is going to do what SNK did, to where everybody kind of plays every game. So I'm kind of curious to see what games they're going to have. And I don't know. I don't think they did a lineup reveal. Did they do a lineup reveal? Let's see if they did a lineup. Evo lineup 2026. I want to see the Evo lineup for games. I just want to see this picture large. Okay. So if this is the Evo lineup for games, is this going to be for all the Evos? You can't see the one in the bottom right corner. The bottom right corner is 2x. There you go. This is going to be for all Evos. Because I think, obviously, Street Fighter 6 will be at all Evos. Tekken will probably be at all Evos. Fatal Fury, with the Saudis' money, probably going to be at all Evos. Under Night, I don't know. Grand Blue, I don't know. Rivals, I don't know. Invincible, I doubt it. Because Invincible is so much violence. Guilty Gear Strive might. I can see Guilty Gear. There's Virtual Fighter. I can see. What's that? 5. And then on top of that, like say Punk wins Evo for Street Fighter 6. Are they expecting Punk to compete in Tekken and Fatal Fury? And then if the rumor is true, which I still might believe the rumor. This was a rumor a while ago, so take it with a grain of salt. And it's a spoiler. So in 3, 2, 1, I got my hands up for anyone that's listening to the audio version. You might have to switch to the video version. I'll put my hands down when I'm done spoiling. Supposedly, there's 2 more games to come out from the leaker that already leaked out, like maybe a season 3 of the DLC characters. I think he linked another game and another game. But the leak says that there were going to be a Marvel vs. Capcom 4 and then the Marvel vs. SNK or whatever the shit was called. I'm drawing a blank on the name. Apologize. I guess Quill got me. But yeah, there's supposed to be a 3rd version of that and a Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Do I believe him? I don't know. But I could easily see if we're making a fighting game world championship and I want people to play SNK games, that I release the Capcom versus SNK, or the Marvel one's kind of tricky, but I could definitely see the Marvel, because especially with all the stuff that Street Fighter with the Geese crossover is having and all that jazz, like it just makes too much sense. Like I can see a world where they reveal that, especially at EVO, especially when I'm not doing reveals anymore. But I don't know. I'm putting my hands down, so I'm done with the spoilers. But I don't know. I want to go to EVO, but is it a priority like it once was? Like, damn, man, I gotta go to EVO. I gotta see it. I gotta go experience it. It's not as much, but it's getting weird, man. It's getting weird, but I'm curious to see what they'll do for the local support if they actually do something instead of just, oh, yo, we got 5 PlayStations for you. Like, nigga, we got PlayStations. That's not what we need support for. Who are they gonna support? Like, where are the locals? Like, you know what I'm saying? I would love to see more locals be involved, whether that be fucking in the Midwest. Like, if I saw a fire local with where the Midwest guys was going up because they know they could get a payday or something like that, I'd go. Shit, I'd go commentate. I'd do all that shit. That'd be cool to have that regional, like, cheer and bias, because I think my region has a lot of good players. Like, I don't even know if they're really in the state like that, but, like, Eric C is a player that beat Justin Wonger at a CEO. You know what I mean? Trey, I think it's just named Trey, just FGC. God, like Zangief player. I remember playing him in tournament, and I think I got around. I was like, oh shit, I thought I could beat him, but I have real bad survivor's guilt or survivor's remorse, whatever the shit's called, where you're like, you don't think you belong right where you're at, kind of thing. And like, I definitely do that a lot in fighting game tournaments. I think it's because I can see past the monitors because I'm seeing everything, so it's always a weird experience when I'm playing in tournament. And yeah, he beat the dog shit out of me after that. He's a godlike player. In-gamer Blake literally's good at like every Street Fighter, and like I think plays well. I think got a top 8 performance at the combo breaker I went to at Street Fighter 4. Like, it's like there's so many incredible players, and that's just Iowa. But I mean, there's actually killers in Iowa City too. So I just want to see more out of the FGC, and I want to see the FGC last. But I'm also the same type person. You gotta be. I'm the last one you gotta convince. So it's like, if this is the direction we're gonna go, I gotta see it through. I'd rather see it burned and then get rebuilt. Because to me, the problem with Evo becoming this monopoly is we ain't never gonna get another small tournament. Like another small tournament can't exist in this climate. With everything costing too much, everything renting too much, people already hate PS5s. Xbox seemingly seems like they're going to give up on consoles as a whole, so it might be even harder to get PS5s to, say, run 50 to 60 PS5s to run a tournament all day and play different games and have all these different games and all these different DLC characters and this, that, and the third and blah, say blah. That sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like an absolute nightmare. I can't imagine it. I would like, a combo breaker can never be a combo breaker now. So it's just scary because it's just like case in point, right? So this is last year's CPT tournament, right? So we got Evo Japan, combo breaker, CEO, Blink, Evo, Esports World Cup, Ultimate Fighting Arena, Fighting Club Championship. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that last one because I butcher it. And then Evo France. I'm gonna just go to 2024. 2024. Kings of the World wasn't there. East Coast Throwdown wasn't there. Cream City wasn't there. And it's like, we had all these other tournaments, and now they're not there. I don't even know if East Coast Throwdown is still a thing. I think it is. I think it is. Let me not do that to East Coast Throwdown, but still, Cream City. I would have. Cream City. I think it's in Milwaukee. I would have loved to went to this tournament. Yeah, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I would have went to this tournament. But it's like that can't be a thing no more. Because you know what I'm saying. How are you gonna pay for all this shit? If you could get the backing of a CPT, then cool. But it's like, you know what I'm saying. Let me see. Let me go 2023. Is there any other tournaments that still is not here? I guess this is when we're still doing online shit, so I can't really say, but yeah, that's crazy. Crazy. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But the EVO's here, whether you like it or not. And I mean, I don't know. Like, am I looking forward to a tournament where all the top players have to play each other? But it also just depends on what the game is. Because if it's like the new SNK game, I don't know. Like, how is points going to be weighted? Like, are points going to be weighted the same? Because okay, if I'm Goichi and I'm good at multiple games, I think my money would be on Goichi. Do I think Sonic Fox could do it if they wanted to? Possibly, but they don't play Street Fighter, and then they play Tekken. But how much time does Goichi put in Tekken? Like that's a weird ask. Like, Goichi, you're godlike at every other game you play. Now play this 3D fighter, or like say Invincible Versus is there because it's on the Evil card. Nigga, we expect Goichi to play Invincible Versus? Like, yes, they could. They could be godlike, but I guess. Are we expecting Punk to play? I don't. It's just. I wish we had more information at a time where this feels like we don't get information. It's just, it is what it is. So that's kind of scary. Something I wanted to touch on real quick. I don't really have a picture of it, but long story short, MK Twitter page basically had put out why is 4 DLCs the norm, and I think they had mentioned Tekken and Street Fighter, but then there was like when they could easily do 12. I'm not gonna sit here and say they could do 12. I feel like 12 is kind of far-fetched and kind of crazy. And then obviously they was on his ass cooking them, like that's why Mortal Kombat is dog shit and blah 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 blah. I'm not a Mortal Kombat fanboy no more because they just did me wrong. I had to truthfully be impressed for Mortal Kombat to get it right. But at the same token of what he was saying and the sentiments that he was saying, I'm not gonna say 12 is a right asking point, but I think Tekken and Street Fighter could do 5 or 6. I feel like if you're gonna, in theory, make me spend $40 to $30 for a DLC pack and it only be 4 characters and not get the costumes, and I'm saying from a Street Fighter standpoint, I'm usually talking about Street Fighter. It's like, it's kind of like, gang, that's asking for a lot. To where, like, say if you like, yo, we got esports costumes that help the esports scene and help us make more costumes, then yes, niggas will throw their money at you, even if it's only 2 or 3 costumes, even if it's only like just a Reese color skin of like, say, your favorite esports team. Niggas will throw that money at you, but it's like you not even trying to get niggas to throw that money at you, and that's the disheartening part, because it's like you put it in, like you put a lot of skins in, but you put it on the battle avatars. And unless those are going crazy and we don't have the numbers, then okay, cool. But even if those are going crazy, you know what I'm saying, put it on the back. Because like, say, if I'm a Dudley fan, right? Say I'm a diehard Dudley fan. Say I want to play Street Fighter 6. It looks so sick. I like the DIs. I like the sparks. I like the perfect parries. I like everything about the game. I want to play this shit out this game. But I just want to play my character. It's been Season 1, 4 characters. Season 2, 4 characters. And now Season 3, 4 characters. It's been 12 characters that I gotta wait. With the potential of a Season 4. They say deadly guaranteed for Season 5. So you seen the leak. But I gotta wait 16 characters for my character to come out. Which in Games Pass, I know Games Pass is a harder thing because it's a harder engine to build on and it looks pretty colorful. I hear you. Y'all are right. But I'm just saying, I think, like, with Tekken having 4, and Street Fighter having 4, and now Marvel Tokon having 4, if Mortal Kombat or Injustice 3 comes out with 4, I guess 4 is the new norm, because it's like, what is the budget going towards? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get y'all working on the back end, but like, what could y'all possibly be working on to where y'all can't do 5 characters or 6 characters? Because to me, I don't feel like at no point we're going to get, like, because Because what I think the starting roster was at like 18 or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But say if it was at 18. We gotta hold on. Let me just do some quick math real quick. So we at 18 plus 4, 22. I just wanted to be right. Plus 4, 26 plus 4. It's at 30. Took 3 seasons to get to 30. If we have another 4 to that, we got 34. Add another 4 to that, we at 38. And idealistically, probably don't go more than 42. So that's 1 season, that's 2 seasons, that's 3 seasons, that's 4 seasons, that's 5 seasons, that's 6 seasons. There is a nigga that probably gonna be excited for the 6th season that he has to wait fucking 24 character slots, 23 character slots. Because I was like, damn, that's a lot. That's a lot. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? The characters in Street Fighter 6 and Tekken look great. They move well. I understand. I'm not mad at something taking time. But we can't get 5. Can't get 5. 5 is a crazy ask. Like, the MK post was obviously tripping. He's like, you could do 12 a year. I doubt you could do 12 a year. But then at the same time, I just look at maybe these staffs are undeveloped. Maybe it's harder to implement a character in a fighting game than it is like Marvel Rivals. But it's also like I ain't saying y'all ain't working hard. I ain't saying y'all ain't putting the work in. I'm just saying like, damn, we can't get nothing. Like I just want to see a season with 5. That's it, or 6. That's it. That's really it. They can take it as long as it needs. I'm not mad at the time. I'm mad at the amount because he's like, nigga, I'm still gonna pay $30 to $40 for this shit. To where like before, I feel like I paid $30 or $40 and got costumes. And it's, like I still like I'm not gonna not spend my money on a fighting game. Like I spend my money on dumb shit all the time. So it's like I'm willing to spend the money, but just make it to where I can spend the money. So I don't know. Is there any other thoughts that I have on Evo? I kind of rambled all over the place, so I apologize if my thoughts weren't coherent. Like I said, I am sick. Speaking of sick, I was gonna run this gameplay in the background, but I actually asked y'all questions and y'all answered the questions. So I want to pull up the questions while I can. And shout out to y'all. So I do apologize, like I said, if it's all over the place. So Spruce will go. Says, what is your favorite type of single player content for fighting games? If that's something that you even care about. Great question. Shout out to him. What is my favorite type of single player content? That is a good question. Beforehand, it used to be the Guilty Gear like Rev 2, I think, tutorials, because I feel like they had really good tutorials. I really like story mode. I always enjoyed Mortal Kombat and Injustice. I guess it really started with MK9 when they made you really care and they had the theatrics of the cutscenes and like why you're fighting these characters and things of that nature. Like I really enjoyed those for the time being. I think my problem with single player content is a lot of it gets repetitive. And then I kind of like the approach that most people are talking about now with this whole article that came out recently. To where I wouldn't mind the rhythm of it. Like I still don't feel like I understand the rhythm of fighting games. Like they're saying there's a rhythm to combos and things of that nature, but it oftentimes feels like fighting games. Fighting games are so weird because it's like it's never enough. Like I do feel like there's a balance. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's just matchmaking. But I think matchmaking is so hard to do because it's like, if I play player A and I dog walk him 2-0, but then I play player B and then he dog walks me 2-0, but I'm higher ranked than both of them, how do you scale the two players? Or even then, it's like, maybe I got dog walk because player B plays Dawson, and I'm just bad at that matchup. But maybe player A plays a matchup where I technically should be bad at the matchup, but I'm good at the matchup because it's a popular character. Like there's so many different factors of matchmaking and things of that nature, and where you belong, and that's why I kind of hate when it gets to fighting game arguments and like, oh, this player sucks, that player sucks, and if everybody's trash and this, that, and the third, it's like, bruh, it's so hard to tell who's the the 999th best and who's 1,000. Like it's impossible to tell because it's just like styles make fights. Like I really believe on some boxing shit. Like to me, single player content, I feel like satisfies you in a multitude of ways because it's like if the only thing to do is play like right now, I love playing Marvel Rivals, but I don't play rank because I don't want to have that banter back and forth between someone that just either calls me slurs or just annoys me, or if I mess up. Like to me, I have no problem messing up. I just hate when it's like you stick on the mess up, or it's like you thought I did it on purpose. I like to already establish that I know I'm a fuck up, and then I like to move on past that. So I hate when I get in that mode. And like for single player content, like I think it's just like if it trains you to be better, and then kind of like what FDX said too. I hate setting up the drills. Setting up the drills is the hard part. If I could just work on the craft and work on the thing, I feel like I would be even better. Like even like Street Fighter 6 has a function to where it'll like save your exact point. So say if you was working on a part of combo, it'll save an exact point, but it's hard to do on a controller. Like it's easier to do on like a fight stick or leverless because you have multiple buttons. But on a pad, you really don't. Like I kind of need all the buttons I got. So if there was an easier way to set up that move, that I would do that. But I'm not trying to set up my buttons just for training mode. You feel me? So it's like a laziness to it, but it's also like I wish there was more convenience to this. Because like even like I like the pre-made drills that they have. I think they're pretty good. Like one of my complaints about the pre-made drills is like, damn, I wish I could do this against other characters. If I could just do this against other characters, that'd be perfect. So yeah, I would say story mode, and then I don't mind grinding for like skins and costumes and things of that nature. I just wish it was more fun. I think that's the hardest part. Is a lot of it's not fun. I enjoy it that it's there, but I just wish it was fun. Like either I was learning the game or it's more fun. Because I just remember grinding. Like I'd play Mortal Kombat 1 religiously for skins and costumes. Because some of the in-season skins was fire, and it was like, yo, you could get it from just playing in towers. But I remember just hating that because it was just like I wasn't even playing the game. It was like, oh, we're gonna tilt the screen and turn it pitch black, and it's like, nigga, who is this fun for? Especially when the computer's hard. Like the computer wasn't even easy at all. Yeah, it's a great question. Our Bell Jr. has 3 questions for me. Okay. Number 1, wish list for season 4 of Street Fighter 6. I don't know, because my biggest fear is this shit turns into that second season 2. I'm not gonna load you. That's why I kind of don't want it to change, because I feel like it's gonna change for the worse. But I saw some changes that I didn't hate the idea. Frontward hitbox on Drive Rush. I'm not too mad at it because I guess consistency is better. I don't know if I want punish counter state on Drive Rush because it depends on the button you put out there. Well, I guess realistically, that could be a good thing though, because it's like I'm trying to think of like how oftentimes is niggas gonna check a Drive Rush with a Ryu standing heavy kick. You feel me? So it's not gonna add a crumple to that. So I guess it could. It depends on how it checks it. Like I want it to be checkable, but I don't want it to be as soon as you see it, you press the button, you get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they made parry changes pretty good. I wanted to go in that direction before I goes all the way extreme in either or direction. Characters, I really don't care about the balance of characters. I'm more quality of life than nerfs and balances. But if I had to say a nerf, I think any move that's kind of like fucking neutral move, make it to where like I think Cammy's spiral arrow is perfect because if it's spaced, she's safe. She could block. She could, you know what I'm saying? She gives up her turn, but she could give like but if it's super unsafe, it's punishable. And I feel like a lot of moves don't do that. And I'm just like, why? Even like when I played Ryu and Donkey Kick is stupid. The fact that you can't really punish it is kind of stupid. And then like the sword normals of like JP and Ed, I hope they get touched because I swear I hate playing neutral against those characters because like I like playing neutral. I like playing footsies. Just give me a chance. That's basically all I want from season 4 is a chance. Because it's like if I suck, I suck. I'm okay with that. But I just want a chance. That's it. Is there anything else I want as far as changes? I don't really want damage to be nerfed, to be fair. It's just more so of maybe meter build could tone down, if anything. Because getting a level 3 in round 1 is kind of crazy. I wouldn't be mad at round 2. That'd be the only change, really. Because, like I said, if they make it to where shit's punishable, the shit's checkable, then at the end of the day, it's just me. I didn't know. Don't nerf nothing stupid, or don't buff anything stupid. Like I'm telling you, I don't like as much as we want characters buffed and nerfed and all this shit. I agree, but nigga, I'm not trying to play a season where Jamie's top 5. I'm not. I'm not trying to play a season where Zangief's top 5. I'm not trying to play a season where Lily's top 5. Like I'm just thinking of all the annoying characters because a lot of characters have gimmicks behind them. Like even Ryu and Mai have a gimmick behind them, but like they're solvable in the sense of, well, I guess Mai's kind of stupid, so you know maybe she's kind of busted. But like, I don't know. I'm not mad at the gimmick, but just make the gimmick make sense. Yeah, because I'm just scared. That's I guess my final statement on season 4 is I'm really just scared of what they do. And I kind of wish they made the patch come out now instead of when Alex comes out because they could fuck up the game so bad to where I don't even play Alex. Like my goal, like I'm not saying I'm a Debbie Downer. I just don't think it's going to be the game that niggas want. I feel like a lot of people want shit toned down and shit to be like this, but even then, it's like if it's toned down and you got to deal with more perfect periods, you got to deal with more DIs, you got to deal with more strike throw mix up. I don't know if that's the game you want. Maybe it is, maybe you don't. I don't know. But to me, like, I want it to be the game that everybody wants. Like I said, I'm the last person y'all convinced. So if y'all want this, then cool. But if it's so bullshit or I just don't like it, I think I'm cool. Like I think I'll get Alex to Masters, and then like obviously I'll watch all replays and all this shit. But I might be cool on playing it. Street Fighter 6 might just be a game I watch. I ain't gonna lie. Should Mortal Kombat stay down for the next few years while they recover their image recovers? Well, it just depends, right? Because the WB kind of got bought by like Netflix, and I don't know what they're gonna do with that Netflix division, and the cost of gaming goes up and things of that nature, and like I don't know when's the last time Mortal Kombat really had freedom. If their version of freedom was Mortal Kombat 9 and X, where I feel like they cooked up and then they never got back to it, I think it's gonna be hard to rebuild it anyway. Because if it's gonna be Injustice 3. Because, you know, that was like the rumor that, oh, they're going to do Marvel, they're going to do Marvel, and obviously Arc System Works got that. And I mean, you know, with the alleged leak, maybe someone else got that as well. But, so it's like you got DC. DC, I would say, is at a decent spot with the Superman movie. I don't know if there's any movies or TV shows coming out recently, but I would say they're doing okay. Injustice 3 could be interesting, but it also depends. Like, I think with fighting games, with the bar that Street Fighter 6 set, and for it to even not be like the best game right now, like it is the best game, but it's not. It set such a high bar that I don't know if Mortal Kombat could top it. So I guess yeah, staying down would be the best part. Or unless you could, you know what I'm saying, if more Xbox starts selling IPs because they're not going to do anything with a console in these next few years, maybe wait for that and then maybe make a Mortal Kombat versus Killer Instinct. But then bring in some of the Killer Instinct guys to at least work on some ideas or at least the characters. Because I think Mortal Kombat is one of those IPs that if it gets with the right IP as well, especially since it's like you've been shipping it with all these horror movies and TV shows and using Invincible and The Boys and all this stuff, like Mortal Kombat has a lane. Ed Boon has a lane. And I think it will do well. And they make good content. But my problem with their content is like, it always feels like a good idea, but poorly executed. I think making a gear system and making variations and making it to where like you can rank up this build to have the strongest build or customize this build to have the build that you want to play this character is cool in theory, but when you have to balance a game or take away from characters from like their normal strings, like you know what I'm saying, niggas will see a person do say a Superman 2-3 or 4-2-3, and then they're like, "Oh, that's Superman's 4-2-3." Like it's like you lost your identity with characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, and it's just bad because it's like Mortal Kombat 1 had potential, but it was poorly executed. Because again, that's one of them ideas where I'm like, okay, I can see the vision, but like it was too late. Like, why would I want to call my cameo and hold still while I'm trying to do a combo? You feel me? It's just, like, you can stay down if you want to, but if WB and Netflix says, "Yo, we're gonna put out a new Mortal Kombat," is it gonna be like Mortal Kombat 1 all over again? I don't know if I want that either. I don't know. Like, that's my fear. It's like I like Mortal Kombat. Like if a new Mortal Kombat came out and it was fun to play, and you know the single player stuff wasn't a grind and a chore, and they didn't make a live service game, and you could fucking queue in training mode. Like it's like little shit like that. Like Mortal Kombat just still hasn't has that. Like how many games has Street Fighter had to where you could queue in training mode practice? Like you do that in Tekken, you could do that in Guilty Gear. Like why the fuck can we not do that in Mortal Kombat? It's so stupid. And then it's like Mortal Kombat pissed everybody off. You pissed the casuals off. You pissed the FGC off. FGC, all he looks at is you little bro. When you was in the part of the big three. So that's disheartening in itself. It's just like I just want more for it. Then lastly, it says with the announcement of the God of War trilogy remake, what game / franchise would you like to see from the modern consoles? I don't know, because I feel like a lot of the things that I'm thinking of off the top of my head already have a modern spin to it. Because like I said, I never played the Resident Evils. I'm planning on playing Resident Evil Requiem this week, but I gotta buy it. Damn. I hate money, hate life sometimes. But like they already did remakes of those, and I was able to fall in love with the games because of that. I thought of Tomb Raider, but they're always remaking a Tomb Raider. I guess they're like remastering Tomb Raider and stuff like that. Which franchise? I thought of Killer Instinct. That's actually a really good question. I wish I thought about this more. Maybe Devil May Cry. Because Devil May Cry is getting potentially a 6th game, I think. And then there's going to be. Well, actually, maybe they did it already. I don't know, but maybe a Devil May Cry. So, as someone that wasn't a Capcom fan growing up, I think I would be cool to go and play those. Maybe they did it already, so maybe I'm just talking on my ass. Maybe a Jack and Daxter. I feel like those are classic games that will be fucking fire, especially because I feel like gamers need a platformer now. Because gamers really feel like whatever the game they play, they kind of stick on that game. Especially since every single game is a live service fucking game. I think you could do very well by making a $20 to $30 game with single player content that people buy. Like you gotta think, if your goal is for them to purchase it the one time, they purchase it the one time. Now maybe they might buy the premiere edition or the pre-order edition, but it's like, dog, like y'all trying to milk games that the engine and the studio ain't even built for it. Like like why the fuck Madden got a live service thing, a battle pass? It's called a battle pass for a reason. Like what the fuck? Madden got one for it. That's so stupid to me. Are we good? Because I definitely kicked my monitor. We might not be good. Yeah. Well, I'll just keep going. Fuck it. Yeah. So I just think it's stupid, right? Like it's. If you're wondering why it's black, it's because I kicked the monitor that had the screen up. But so lastly, I asked myself a few questions because like. Yo, it'll make sense. The questions had to do with Street Fighter. And I said, do I want to be a good player? I don't know how to answer this question. A lot of things you're going to see I'm very indecisive of, and that's rightfully so. And that's kind of why I'm in the position I'm in right now, currently. Do I want to be a good player? I think that I do. Do I put in the work to be a good player? I think that I don't. And I think it's just hard because it's like I don't know how to go about being a good player. Like I think playing fast is essential to being a good player, but it's also like playing smart. Like I think it's hard to play smart because it's like I have to really limit on what I want to work on, and I don't know like where my skills lie. Like if I had to rate myself as a player, I think I'm better than average. I think I am. Um, but what does that get me? I don't feel like that gets me anywhere. I don't feel like that gets me any trophies, any championships, any recognition. Like I said, I just really want to be 1800 MR player, and that's really just for the sake of having the 1800 MR player. I don't think I want to be a good player because of skill and training and knowledge. I think I just want to be a good player so I can just play with my homies and just play whoever and just play multiple games. Like to me, my favorite players are the players that can play multiple games and be cool at multiple games and have personality. Like I can give a fuck less if you're the best in the world, but like, are you personable? Are you funny? Are you entertaining? Are you knowledgeable? Does your mic and audio sound good? Like that's important to me. So it's hard because it's like, I do want to be a good player to provide good content to you guys and for you guys. My eyes are heavy. I don't know if y'all can tell, but this NyQuil is hitting. Um, like I do want to be a good player. I do. But am I willing to put the work in? I don't know. Oh, actually, that's the second question: is am I willing to put the work in? I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really answered these questions. These are my first time answering these questions since I wrote them the other day. I wrote them after I played the Sagat YouTube video, and it's like, am I willing to put the work in? I think I gotta see what work looks like for me because it's like, can I do an anti-air drill warm up before I play? Yes, of course. The only drill I really don't do is a hit confirm drill because I need to do a hit confirm drill, but to me it feels very like in the moment. Like you do all the hit confirming you want. If you're still not gonna do it in the moment, then what's the point? Because like even like fucking anti-airing, like maybe it's different because it's a fighting game. Like I don't know. Like my worldview is still very football pilled from when I played, and like I see the jump and all that shit happens, but it's like if I don't do it, it's just I'm not doing it. Like I gotta do it. Like there's nothing, no one else can help me or teach me if I don't do it in the moment. So that's kind of the same I feel of what hit confirming. Um, but then it's like, how does the content look like? And I don't know how the content looks like. That's my biggest fear is I think the content is going to suffer because kind of how people say like you have to basically get your ass beat. I was going to eight. What the fuck? You gotta get your ass beat in order to be a good player and learn from their mistakes. But like realistically, I can stream, I guess, but I can't make YouTube videos if I'm practicing. Like I just don't feel like that's idealistically, and like that's probably use that word wrong, but whatever. I'm delirious at this point. But like I don't know. Like um, I want to be good. I do because I think that provides for better content because I feel like my commentary would be less on the game, be less grunts and emotions on the game, but more so me talking out what I'm thinking and things of that nature. But it's hard, man. It's hard. That's why I get truth be told, I get scared of change when it comes to fighting games because I feel like probably this is the most I've known about Street Fighter 6, but I don't know a lot. Like even applying it, and even when I learn shit in the game, like I can learn shit in the set, and I'll know the shit in the set, and still not punish it just because it's like the reactions of it. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe you could just train offline and play casual matches and stuff like that. But I just don't like doing that because it's like to me, casual matches don't be feeling like casual matches because it's like most people are not gonna sit there and play. And it's not like I got to play 50 or first to deaths or nothing like that. But it's like if I can't even play the set, like it feels annoying to do. Like I'd rather just go to where I know people are already established that we're going to do this thing. Kind of feels like chess in a way. Like you're already committed to 30 to 40 minutes. Like you're already going to play. So that's why I always go to rank because it's like it's easy. Like you only got to play the first two, and you know this nigga's 9 times out of 10 gonna play your first. See that quilt hidden, boy. Um, and then it's like, what are the distractions in my way? I definitely think not having a consistent schedule is a huge distraction. Um, I just learned that like if you work out prior to like running or something like that for like 30 minutes before you play a competitive game, that helps a lot. Definitely not doing that. Um, the YouTube, like I guarantee you, like to be a Street Fighter player, like truthfully a good Street Fighter player, I think I had to not quit YouTube, but I had to definitely put that on the back burner. And I don't know if I want to do that because I just enjoy making the videos and having fun with them. But I don't know. It's an interesting list. I'll try to think of more questions. Maybe that's what I want y'all to do is leave questions for me down below, so maybe I can answer them honestly. and see what I want to do. Because to me, like fighting games, it feels like they try to force you down one way, and there's so many different ways to go. I just feel like, and it's like seeing my homie hit S rank and Grand Blue was cool. Being plat or emerald and 2xKO would be fire. And it's like I could do all that stuff, but it's like putting the time and effort in. But I also want my floor to be higher. That's really it. Truth be told, I just want my floor to be higher. I feel like my floor is too weak for how good I can be. Like if I'm a middle roller player, I'd be playing like bottom of the barrel, or sometimes I'd be cooking up, and it's so inconsistent that it's just like, yeah, I don't know how you could build good repertoire or anything like that. Mm, mm. So I apologize if my thoughts are all over the place. I'm getting loopy, sleepy, so I'm going to hit the hay. Be sure to leave a comment, 5-star review, like, hype up the video, all that good stuff. But until next time, I'm out.